to that. Moving on, it wasn't arguing. I'm about to talk about it. What? Oh,
Oh, wait, 24.
All right. Hey, y'all. This is Sunshine. And tonight we have a full panel of sexiness. We got a lot of ladies on tonight, y'all, and we're going to be talking about spicing it up in your private room. So I think we're pretty spicy already on the Private Room podcast, but we're going to be talking about how you can spice it up in your private room, whether that is, yourself internally, because a lot of times when there are things that we want to do in our relationships and our personal lives, we have to start with ourselves, and we have to learn about ourselves and what makes us feel sexy, what makes us feel needed and wanted and just desirable. I think that's really important. So as women, I think it's really important to say that we've got to start with ourselves first before we spice it up anywhere else. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about, our personal ways of, spicing things up in the bedroom or in the private room, wherever it is that you like to have relations. And then last and not least, spicing it up doesn't just mean sex. I mean, that's boring. So that's not what this is all about. Spicing it up is just really just loving yourself, feeling sexy, expressing yourself, and then bringing that into your private room, your private space, in your relationships and in your sex life. So we're going to be talking about a couple of different things tonight, and we've got a couple of different areas that you can spice it up, ladies. But men, I need y'all to listen too, because this is not just about us. This is about you as well, and how you can spice it up in the bedroom with maybe your lady friend, or if you feeling having a male partner, that's okay too. We are open to all relationships and all love styles. So men, please make sure that you join us, watch tonight, because we're going to be talking about a few things that you want to know. And then we also want you to share your feedback in the comments on our Facebook page. So the question of the night for our guests and those that are watching is, how do you spice things up in your life? How do you spice things up in your life? And again, that doesn't have to be sexual. It could just be feeling great about yourself. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel sexy? What makes you feel powerful? And all of those beautiful things. So we're going to jump right in, and we are going to introduce our guests tonight. So we have all new guests. So I'm really, really excited to have them on. So I'm going to kind of go in order of who I can see on my screen. So the first person that I see is Miss Kitty. So Miss Kitty, please introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are, what you do, and just let them know why I invited you on here, girl. Okay.
Hi, everybody. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the beautiful introduction. My name is Kitty, or Kitty Cat, Big Purr. On stage, I am a pole dancing instructor. I have been teaching pole dance. Lord have mercy. This is new for me, guys. I have been teaching pole dance for about 3 years, but I've been pole dancing myself for 7 years. Um, it's really how I got back into my sexy. I am a mom of three. I have twins and a little one. And, after having kids, I really needed to get back to myself. And pole dancing was really like my safe haven. So I am very pro shaking that ass. I am,
Yes.
and I really try to, my goal and my brand is called Kitty's Jungle, and what it basically is I'm in the DMV. I'm sure everybody's in different places. I'm in the DMV. Um, what it is basically bringing women of all different shapes, sizes, backgrounds, different lifestyles, and I kind of slut them out.
I love it.
Ooh,
I do.
I love
I
it.
do. I encourage women to touch themselves, to become more familiar with actually mirror play, looking at themselves, becoming more confident with just their bodies and just their appearance and what they deem as sexy, not, what we maybe have made up in our heads
Mhm.
and what social media and the world tells us what sexy is. So my mission is really to create that conversation between pole dancing and stripping so people can understand that there is a difference, but
Yeah,
both aspects deserve a certain level of respect.
right.
And it really once women from different backgrounds and different worlds, I teach teachers, principals, like daycare providers, artists, they're from all over the world. Once different women start coming in and we actually start having conversations, you start to realize that there's been this huge stigma, especially in our culture, about what stripping is, and there's this
Mhm.
negative connotation placed behind it, like it's a bad thing. But then when it turns into pole dancing, everyone kind of is respectful and they think it's so artful and tasteful, but stripping kind of fueled pole dancing. So my
Right.
goal is to generate that conversation so that there is a mutual respect amongst all of us.
Okay. Okay. I love that. I love that. So you sent us a clip that we are
I
going to
did.
watch a little bit after we do introduction.
Okay, girl, why you let me go back? I'm so nervous.
Yes, so we're gonna show a clip. I can't wait because I remember when I first saw you on IG, I told Tiffany, I was like, we need to get her on here. And because I'm telling you, I was going through your videos like salivating, like, oh, who is this?
Oh, as you should.
And I am from the DMV too. I'm from Fort Washington. I grew up in Fort Washington.
Yes. Okay,
So, you sister girl, you sister.
I didn't know that. Hey,
Yes,
girl.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. So the next on my screen is Miss Britt. Introduce yourself, gorgeous.
hi everyone. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can
Mhm.
hear
Yeah.
you.
So I'm Brittyne. I am the owner of Coco Yoni Lounge here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I help heal the yoni. So basically, I help educate women men on the power of herbal medicine and how it can help with just everyday.
But you're going in and out a little bit.
I'm going.
Yeah, you are. I thought maybe it was just me, but you're going in and out a little bit.
Okay, let me. I,
We can come back to you, love. We'll come back to you. Yep, we'll come back to you. Dominique, hey girly, how you doing?
Hey, I'm well. How are
Yay.
you?
I am doing good now, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a backstory about Miss Dominique, y'all. Okay, so me and Tiffany were in Colombia, and we were checking out places for doing a live in Colombia, right? So Tiffany lives in the Charleston area, and so we were like, Colombia will be a great place for us to do a live. So our trusty friend, Mr. Delvon, DJ Shock, was like, "Hey, y'all want to go to a party tonight?" Me and Tiffany looked at each other. Okay, we're down. And that's how we met Miss Dominique. And when I tell you, this was
we
a
had a
this
night
was
that
a
night.
But no one ended up in bushes. So
Yeah.
that was
Yes.
might be a different type of bushes, but not the kind that scratch you.
Right. So we met Dominique. We had a good time. We met some really just very open-minded people. We had a great time. We got to meet some amazing, just all you know how you're in an atmosphere where just everybody just is just lively and free and just being themselves. That was exactly what I experienced when I went to Dominique's party. Like I felt I was a little nervous, but I felt comfortable in the environment, because she definitely made it. She welcomed us like with open arms. I mean, literally with open
Mm-hmm.
arms. Come on in, have a good time. She ain't
Right.
ask, she ain't give us no attitude like us women can do sometimes to each
Mm-mm.
other.
No.
Welcomed us
Girl.
in, and we had a good time. We had a good time. So,
Right.
Dominique,
Mhm.
I was like, we got to get you on here. We coming back down there to do a live. You are going to be a part of it. And I also found out that she engages in some things. So, Dominique, I'm going to let you
Mm-hmm.
introduce yourself.
Well, as she stated, my name is Dominique, Miss Ryder, if you're nasty. But I am co-owner of VibN Connections. That's alongside my partners, my wife Melody, and my sir, John. And we own VibN Connections, which is we host events. We host various types of events. It could be from simple sip and paints, erotic paint and poetry events. We also host, LS parties, and we host BDSM. What you'll see at our erotic paint and sip, erotic paint and poetry events, you'll get a little bit of kink. You'll get a little bit of BDSM. And it's just to introduce people to that. But I am heavily into BDSM. I am an own switch, which means I am a submissive to sir, but I am dominant when it comes to women. I am dominant at the request of men, if that's something that they're into. So I live this every day. It's not for show. It's not, to get followers. It's not any of that. This is my lifestyle. I am also poly. As you heard me say, I am married to a beautiful woman,
Yeah.
and we have a boyfriend. So we are polyamorous. Our families are combined. There is 11 kids between the three of us, and in which some live in the home, some do not. They're with their mom, or they're grown, so they have their own place. But
Mhm.
yeah, we are really big on, as she stated, when we have our events, it's a whole vibe. There's no
Mhm.
one coming in body shaming. There's no one coming in, like, oh, I know you from social media. I don't fool with you on social media. I vet everyone that comes in from the
Mhm.
very first conversation. If I feel like you're going to make any of my guests uncomfortable, you will not come. I will send you your money back so quick, because I because I have done it before. They'll pay, just send money, and oh yeah, I'm sending the money for the event, and then they start having a conversation with me, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't think you'll be a good fit.
Right.
So I send that money back because I don't want you there.
Right.
And like she said, it's all about a vibe. We are a community, and so I want everyone that comes to any of our events or engage with me or my partners know that we're a community, and that's what we're trying to build, where everybody can have a safe space to just be yourself, explore any type of sexuality that you feel that you want to explore, and it's a judgment free zone.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a good time. Tiffany, what about you? You want to share your experience meeting Miss Dominique?
I'll say, like, at the end of the night, I learned a lot from her. And I will be in contact with you very soon because I have a couple of questions pertaining to
Sure.
um the Dom sub dynamic.
Hmm.
Um but I had the most amazing time. Um I've been to a couple of parties, but that one was like the best that I've ever been to.
Thank
Mhm.
you. I've
Um
been getting that ever since. So, we got to run it back because they've been asking for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. It was very, like Tiffany said, it was very comfortable. It was very inviting.
Mhm.
It was very there was no pressure. There was no
Never.
it was just a vibe, and it was a
Mhm.
positive one. So
Mhm.
it made the experience that much better.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not for everyone. Like I tell them, if this is your very first time, then come in, take your shoes off and don't touch shit if you don't feel comfortable with it. you know, just sit back and vibe with someone and say, you never know who is in that room. And it gave us the opportunity to meet the two Tiffany's because, I did an icebreaker and they introduced themselves and said, yeah, we have a podcast. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. So, you get to talking to people in the room. It's like, oh, you're a doctor. Oh, you host these type of events. Oh, you're a judge. Oh, so it's like, oh, okay. So
I say
great
that those
community.
parties are the best networking situations.
They are. They
I
really
was just
are.
about to say I made some good connection. We had Bugsy Calhoun on his wife on a
Love
couple of weeks
them.
ago. I was
Amazing.
networking, y'all. I was networking. I
Yes.
was connecting. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Dominique, for coming on. Britt, are you
Yeah,
ready
it's
to
my
introduce
pleasure.
yourself, gorgeous?
I'm ready if y'all can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. You
Yes.
sound clear now.
Okay. Well, okay. Again, I am a Yoni steam practitioner here in Charlotte, North Carolina. For years, I've had a spa background. I started off in massage, and then I just trickled into Yoni steaming around 2018. And I opened a Yoni spa. We offer spa parties. We offer massage. And then the pandemic hit, kind of transitioned the last couple of years with my shop. Last year, I decided to close my shop indefinitely and decided to go around the country to teach other people how to Yoni steam.
Ooh, okay.
My goal really is to just educate. I am a firm believer that we have everything that we already need to heal our bodies, heal our minds and our spirit. And my goal really is to not only empower women and men, but to just educate people more on using herbal medicine and natural medicine just to heal their bodies in different ways as preventive maintenance, from hysterectomies, fibroids, to for men as well, because men do steam as well. Call it Yoni steaming. We typically call it a steaming. I call them man steam, so they don't have a homo feel that they can get sometimes. But both men and women can benefit from it. So my goal is to, like I said, get the word out, get as many Yoni steam spas open. I also teach how to open spa, as well as, if you want to start a feminine care business, you don't have location. So I focus on both aspects of it so that if anybody is interested in getting into feminine care as a profession, they can do so.
Nice. I've been seeing your advertising, your marketing, and you moving around different cities. You got a whole tour going on right now. So I am so proud of you, from meeting you a few years ago, coming to your salon and getting a V-steam myself, which was a awesome experience. When I tell you, I was in this room and I'm sitting on this, I don't even know what to call it. What do you sit on? What is it? What is it that you sit on the throne?
Yep.
Okay, so I was sitting on the throne and I didn't have any clothes on. I just had like a robe on, and then I had like this jazz in the background and the lights were low, and she just left me in the room by myself. And when I tell you that was it was an experience where I really connected with myself. Like, it wasn't, I thought, I was thinking about the Yoni, of course. And I'm like, ooh, that feels good. And ooh, that's steam. Ooh, I feel the sensations. Okay, girl, how you doing down there? I was checking on her. But in between, I was kind of looking around the room, and then I closed my eyes, and I really had a moment to connect with myself during that experience. And after that, the girl was great. I went home, had great sex, and he noticed that it was different without me even telling him. So, girl, I'm telling y'all, ladies, you got to do it. You got to do the steam. You got to do the V steam. Treat your Yanni, girls. Treat her. Treat your Yanni.
ever done it, you gotta try it because it's
Yeah.
hard to explain without actually doing it. The closest thing I could always think of is like if you were like, I don't know what you would say to explain it. I don't know how many of y'all have ever tried. Have y'all ever did Yoni steaming? Anybody on here tonight? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Everybody else.
You have Ro? You
I,
have? Okay.
Girl,
How was it for you? How was the V steam for you?
mine was
Um,
horrible.
oh,
to be
Oh
honest, I was
mm,
getting ready
It
to say I don't know what she does, but the
yeah.
experience that everybody says that they feel doing this thing, to me, it just I went away with a hot coochie. That's it. I
And,
mean, it didn't really do anything for me or to me, so I
no.
don't know if she wasn't doing it right.
right. And see,
Oh man.
back off of that, that is part of why I decided to go around the country
Yeah.
training people so they can know. Because like all steams are not created equally. Herbal blends are different. What they use to steam, the chair, all those things make a difference. And a
It
lot of
does.
when Yoni steaming, it was just kind of this thing that kind of started trending. So people started just opening up these spas and not even knowing what they're doing. You
Right.
mm-hmm.
And not
know,
giving the experience, I would think.
right? Because it makes
Yeah.
a difference.
Yeah.
And
We
it
ended
really,
up turning into a turn up session. Like we
yeah,
smoked blunts and had wine while we was in there.
right.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, see, mine wasn't like that. I went to like a big popular spa out in the DMV. It's called King Spa, but it's owned by Vietnamese people.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So and I thought as soon as you said it, I said, "Damn, I need
Everybody
a
said,
black girl
mm-mm.
to do my Yoni's thing."
Yeah.
Like, and
Look,
I read all about Yoni's things, and I was like, "This is going to be great for me." And
Yeah.
the experience was so trash. They put us in like a little room. The door was left open. You know, the
Mm.
lady continuously walked in and out, so it
Oh
wasn't
no.
really like an
Mm.
experience.
Oh.
And it just
oh,
wasn't.
bad.
It was just bad. Yeah.
Oh
It was
no.
bad.
I hate
I
that.
I
I
need
hate
black girl magic. I need a
Yes.
black girl to give me a Yoni's thing
Yeah.
because I feel like we just different. We know what we need. We know what
Yeah.
what another black girl needs. So I need
Yeah.
a
And
black girl to do my
supposedly they
Yoni's
tell you
thing.
that the Japanese invented the technique, right? So you
Right.
would think going to an Asian that they might know what they
But
doing a little bit, but
and they
it was
probably their blend was
We
probably
were
good, but the vibe was terrible.
invented the
Mm.
technique, but we know who initially invented the technique.
Mhm.
So,
Tell us. Go ahead, Britt.
oh,
Tell us. Educate us. Educate us now.
I mean, it is an old practice, but I mean, the Japanese, but Africa, though that's who did it. Most yoni steaming has been around for centuries, and initially it was there to help just kind of bounce back after the baby, but
Mm-hmm.
a great self-care routine. So they've been. It's only new to Western medicine, but like all over the world, they've been yoni steaming. The key
Mm-hmm.
for me, my biggest concern is now that it has hit Western medicine, like you said, the experiences aren't necessarily there. I mean, outside of the health benefits, you do want to create an experience because it is a good time to reconnect with yourself, whether you're going to a spa or doing it at home. The whole goal is to like detox, cleanse everything, not only your yoni, but your mind, your heart, and your spirit. And
Mm-hmm.
be like, for example, when people come in and do a client intake, I really ask a lot of in-depth questions from, if they haven't.
Girl, it wasn't none of that.
Yeah,
Oh.
It
I
was
Mm.
ask,
none of that. They
no, because
give you
they
like a
supposed
little
to
bit of
ask you
tea and
questions.
that's it.
yeah,
They supposed to ask you questions like like are you going through premenopause, or
yeah,
have you been having any type of unusual bleeding? They're
right,
Mm.
They don't
supposed to like
ask you
almost
nothing
be
like
like your
that.
doctor and ask you symptoms that you've been having so they'll know what herbs to use.
use,
Yeah.
right,
But just like in the nail salon, kind of like when they're trying to get you in and out,
right.
it was like that. It wasn't,
Yeah.
it
They
That's
wasn't
want the
that's not a
money.
personable
good
at
experience
all.
at
Yeah,
all.
it was like we want to get you in, get you out because we got somebody else that need to come in and sit on the
Right.
pot.
Mm.
So it was, but
I
I,
hate
I
that
do
for you.
believe.
Me
But
too. And I
I'm
want to,
telling you, it's a with the right atmosphere and a person that really genuinely understands, like Britt, the reasoning behind it, what it's for. She asked me questions, and some of the questions I remember like, I'm not sure, because this was a new experience for me. So she made it very, very comfortable for me, and it wasn't awkward at all. I felt like she genuinely cared about my health. She genuinely cared about what I was experiencing at the time and the reason why I reached out. And I'm you know what, I'm straight up. At the time, I've had a hysterectomy, and I was just like, she is not getting wet enough for me. Like, she's not getting wet enough for me. It's different, and I can feel the difference. That's the reason why I went there. And she said, okay. And we talked about all kinds of things, surgeries, hysterectomy, when it was, how sex was, all that kind of stuff, because sometimes it got painful. And so I wanted to talk to her about, like, she acting up right now, but I need some. And I'm not, at the time, I wasn't feeling comfortable having sex because it was starting to be painful. So when I reached out to Britt, she asked me these questions. She didn't make it awkward. We talked about it. She told me what to do when I got home, and it was just a great experience. I hate that that was not a good experience for you. I really
Yeah,
do.
it wasn't personal at all. And I
Yeah.
didn't even know that it was supposed to be a personal thing because it was advertised as just like a service. Like,
Yeah.
you come in, you get it done, and then you leave and you all right. So
Yeah.
I love that it is personal because I feel like all of it, we got questions. Like,
It should
I might
be.
be
Right.
sharing too much, but I just found out that I had fibroids and it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's personal. And
yeah,
even
like I need to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah.
Somebody that actually has the tools and the knowledge that can help me to heal myself naturally. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to take a bunch of medicine and all of that,
Yeah.
but Yoni steams have been marketed like a service, especially
Yeah.
like up
And
here
it should
instead
be.
of an experience. And I love that you were giving girls an experience. I want an experience, Britt.
girl,
Right. Me too, Britt. I need an experience.
Yes.
Yeah, I need an experience.
I'm telling you, it's an experience that it was great for me, and I hate that it wasn't for you. So I'm telling you, try it again with someone who
With
really
Britt.
invests. Yeah.
Well, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when you coming up here, you gonna come,
When you
right?
come
I,
to me, girl.
I guess probably over the summer, maybe. We'll message and add,
Okay.
I am adding more places. My first place I'm coming is Columbia in February. February, I'm going to be in Columbia and
You hear
Atlanta.
that, Dominique? You hear that,
Yes.
Dominique?
My birthday's in February. My
So,
birthday's in February, so that'll be perfect for me.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I'll go
can.
ahead and tell Daddy now. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Get
Hey,
your V
hey.
steam.
And I'll be in Atlanta in February. We might just need to turn this into a girls group, and
A
you know what
girl,
I'm saying? And
Yes.
we just
Let's
all
do
go down
it.
there and get our Yoni's thing.
you
Cause
know,
Yes.
I'm,
I travel. I
that,
travel.
Let's do it.
I do travel.
So,
um,
Britt, let me ask you this question, because we're talking about spicing it up in your own private room. So I have two questions for you. How does getting a Yanni steam help a woman when it comes to, feeling, her femininity, the power of her Yanni and her sex life? How does steams help spice up yourself first, and then your own private room?
so with Yoni steaming, outside of like you were saying, the reconnecting with self, one of the things that I put a lot of research in were blends. So, like, I have different blends, kind of like Cold Stone. It's like the ice cream shop. You can pick, but I
I
have,
like that.
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
that.
so my Aphrodisiac blend, which is our sexy Sasha blend. What it helps bring blood flow down to the genitalia, helps with lubrication and tightening, so that you have a harder climax. Um,
Mm.
also-
Shit.
I
I
want
was
that
about to
one.
say, I'm touching my Yanni right now.
Right. I want that one.
right, that's like I say, sexy Sasha is our top seller,
Okay.
but yeah, it can definitely outside like with your mind releasing any traumas that may be going on, the body, the body does hold trauma and muscle tissue.
Mhm.
So things that Yoni semen does do is help release any old blood, any old trauma, any soul tie type of energy that might be going on, so that you can have a freer intimate experience.
Wait, Brit, you sell your blends too?
I do sell.
Mhm.
I need to tap in.
Girl,
I need to tap in.
so yeah, I try to address the mind body when it comes to, and soul when it comes down to, that's why my intakes are so in depth.
Yeah.
So that we can line up the whole person. Because with women, a lot of stuff, when stuff starts to show up in the body, that's just the last part. It's the stuff that's been going on with you typically for years.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So Yoni definitely can help with, like you said, with the bringing your sexy in and your sensuality in, especially like you said, after having a baby. It can help rebalance out hormones. It
Mm.
can just give you an overall sense of well-being, um, so that you can be more open to. Because when we stressed, it's hard for us to want to do much of anything, especially dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So she ain't she ain't doing what she need to do when your mind ain't there. So
Right.
that's what it really does. It just helps you reconnect, even find out what you still like. Sometimes we change. You may in the 20s you might have felt good about this, in your 30s you need something else. So I
Mhm.
like all Yoni Sim addresses all of those things to
Yeah.
me. Like, I think it just addresses everything.
Nice. I love
Yeah.
that. So I
Really
didn't
does.
know that you could do this with men. So tell us that. What do you offer for men? And what is it for what's the benefits for men?
So with men, it's similar benefits to women, because as they sit on the pot, they absorb the medicinal properties from the herbs as well. Um, for men, it can help prevent pancreatic cancer. Um, for athletes, it can help with recovery, so getting rid of the uric acid out of the body. It helps with IBS. It helps them also with libido. Um,
Mm.
Mm.
so pretty much like the same thing outside of them having a cycle. That's the only
Mhm.
thing. And menopausal symptoms. Those
Right.
blends they don't need, but
Oh, they
everything.
have menopause too. They
Yeah.
go
True,
through it too.
true.
They go through it. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, good, good. So I'm glad that the steams benefit both women and men. So what are some kind of like testimonies that you've gotten? I'm telling y'all, after my bee steam, I came home and I was like, hey, and I was just feeling good. I didn't even let him know that I
Right.
had one. And when we were intimate, when we had sex, like after he said something's
Something different.
different. He
Yeah.
did. And I was just like, it is, what was different? And he was just like, he said, I don't know. It was different and it was great. And I was like, okay, yes. So it did help for me. And just it was a confidence booster too. Like, I just got my Yanni steamed and I'm feeling all good. And I
Mhm.
was when I left, I was just open, like just open to a lot of different, I don't know. It was just a whole experience for me. So if you have not had a V steam, I encourage you to get one and make sure you do your research. It's not just a service. It should be an experience for your mind, your heart, and your yoni. So definitely, definitely. So when are you going to be in Colombia?
So Columbia is February 4th.
Okay.
Um,
Ooh, we're going to be there.
Ooh, I get to have an experience then.
Yes. Okay. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be there. Great. Great. Okay. And then are you going to the DMV any this year?
I probably will. I mean, it came up, so I probably will add it after, because April I'm gonna be in San Antonio. I mean, no, April I'm gonna be in New York, and then I'm gonna be in Miami. So
Okay.
I'll probably do it sometime along them lines later
Okay.
on in the
Okay.
A girl?
Well, make sure that you send
I was
us
about to say, I also don't have a problem with traveling. I'll come you.
yeah.
Mhm.
You
I
know
will.
what? If you're available, Kitty, you should meet us in Columbia on February 4th because we're gonna be there.
Yep.
What y'all doing? It's a party.
Yeah,
I
well, yeah. Tell us what's going on February 4th, Britt. What are you doing on February 4th?
it is gonna be. I may have to get back with y'all because I had to just solidified some of these rooms and
It's
stuff.
okay. It's okay. But
But
we
I'll
make sure you send us the information and we're going to forward it. We're going to market it because Tiffany and I are planning to be in Columbia. I'll be there for the Crown Me Poetry Slam with Chantal. I know, Dominique, you know about that. So we're going to be live at the event on February 3rd at Harbison Theater. We're going to be covering that on the private room. And then on the 4th, Tiffany and I were getting together to do a photo shoot. So hopefully we'll be able to see you there in Columbia on February 4th. So make sure
I'll
that
bring
y'all
my little
follow
friend and my
her.
family.
Make sure y'all follow her. Britt, how can everybody find you on social media?
So you can look for me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok as well at Coco Yoni Lounge. That's pretty much my handle for everything.
Okay. And so this is a personal question, Britt. How do you spice it up in your private room?
Girl, right now we on pause. But I mean, me personally, the blends I had to find out for myself. A lot of my oils I infuse and use myself, but usually for me, because I'm not really doing anything right now by choice, like you said, getting up, being around good energy, positive energy, even around sexy people. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, I enjoy being around other people that like being sexy because I think I'm sexy. So, being on that vibe, doing stuff that makes you feel good. I'm really big on that. Feel good of things. Honoring yourself, just loving on me. A lot of time, I mean, it could be something as simple like Friday. I took myself to a movie,
Dating yourself. That's important. Dating yourself. I love that. Okay. All right. Nice. Well, thank you, Britt. So we are going to look at Kitty's video that she sent us. Look at her trying to act all shy. So we're about to watch Miss Kitty in the flesh.
You can play the whole thing. You don't have to play the whole thing. Just give me a little.
Okay, I got you. We're gonna play a little bit. So let me see.
Okay.
Let me see. Share screen. Hopefully I get this right. Let's make sure that we get this right. Okay, here it is. There it goes. We're gonna share. Okay, can everybody see it? Everybody can see it? No one, y'all can't see it? No? Okay, all right. Probably our listeners. Let's see if our listeners can see it. Yeah, they said yes. So I'm not sure why y'all can't. So what I'm gonna do is if y'all can go on our Facebook page and watch it. And then we're gonna get reactions from our audience because I'm telling y'all, this is girl. This is it. This is it. All right. Let me try. I'm gonna try again and see if y'all can see it. So share screen, entire screen. Let's do this. All right. Let me know if y'all can see it now. Yes, no, still can't. Yes. You can't? No? Okay. I don't know why. Let me figure it out. Let me see. I'm looking at the live. From DC, let's go! Why can't y'all see it? I don't know. Hold on.
We can hear it, but we can't see it.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Yeah. Okay. Let me try to figure this out. Okay. So while I'm trying to figure out how to show this video, Kitty, for you, tell us a little bit about like the taboo of pole dancing. Let's talk about that. And then we're going to talk about how you've seen pole dancing really open up women to their sexuality and femininity while I'm trying to figure out this video. So let's start with the myth, the taboo of pole dancing.
The taboo is that pole dancing is more respectable than stripping. That's the taboo. Or that, and the other taboo is that stripping is like is a degrading of women. and it's
Right.
not. It's
Right.
actually honoring woman. It actually honors the body, it honors the art, it honors your movements, and it honors the confidence that it takes to get up there and actually dance and like believe in your movements and believe in what you're doing. Um, I think that especially in our culture, when we think about stripping, we associate it with almost like hustling,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like when you think of the black man, you think about when you think about him being a hustler, and that's kind of glorified, right? Like rappers glorify it, and if you hustle, then it's like you're more of a man, because you go out and you get it and you provide for your family, and it's on a high level. But then when you think about how stripping is revered in the community, it's looked down upon. You know, most strippers they don't want their families to know. You don't want your work people to know. You kind of want it's kind of like another lifestyle, and it's because it's been degraded for so
Right.
long. But
Right.
the truth of the matter is it's really a fucking sport, and it's an
Right.
art, and it takes a lot to do. And it's kind of it's very controversy because in other countries, like in Europe, pole dancing is revered up here. The pole dancers are looked at as like stars.
Mm.
They're really like the ballerina rejects.
Mm.
They go to pole dancing. So they have a lot of respect that's given to them. It's really only and children do it too. I recently saw that post with I know y'all probably saw it too with the studio in Atlanta, how they had the young kids kind of like practicing on a pole,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was in the uproar like, "Oh my God, now you're teaching the kids to strip."
Right.
We are the ones that have placed this heavy sexual connotation over stripping or over dancing, pole dancing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really what you make it. I have a pole in my living room, girl, right in the middle of my living room, and I
Right.
have two boys and one girl, and they think they in the damn gym. They think that they're strong. When my son hangs upside down, he calls that the Spider-Man. Like, and
Right.
he's just proud that he can climb to the top of the pole. And this because I'm not giving it to him. I'm not teaching him in his mind, like, oh, this is nasty. This is something that only women do.
Right.
And if you do it, then you're dirty. I don't teach him that. It's a taught thing, you know?
Right.
And I've definitely come across a lot of people and a lot of women that have looked down upon stripping, but then have
Mhm.
come to pole dancing, and they have a whole new level of respect for it. Once they realize how much work it is, how much
Mm.
dedication it takes, now they like, a a girl, those girls are actually working. It is a
Right.
real job, and if you actually took the time out to even talk to a dancer, you will understand that it's really a lifestyle, and it's just unfortunate that in our community we really have a hard time of kind of taking that negativity away from stripping and really just understanding that it's art. That's
Right.
what I try to get people to understand. It is art, and art comes in many different forms, you
Mhm.
know. And for me, this is my favorite. This is my favorite art
Right.
because it helped me through my journey after I had twins. My body changed so much I didn't recognize myself. My
Mm.
body was just completely different, and I covered up more, I didn't really wear like crop tops to I had
Mhm.
stretch marks and all that, and I was just like, I don't like how I feel about myself. And
Right.
I started pole dancing in Charlotte. I went to school in Charlotte. So I started pole dancing in Charlotte. And y'all, when I tell you, I walked into that studio and I saw girls of every different size with everything out. And I was like, "Oh, this is a safe
Right.
place. This
Right.
is a safe place." Like, the women in there, And if you guys are not familiar, but pole dancing is really a sport. There is a national pole convention that's put on every year. It's called PoleCon. Last year it was in the DMV, and this year it's going to be in the DMV as well. The curator, her name is Colleen Joy. She is an
Mhm.
instructor at my body shop where I teach as well. Um, there are categories. They have thick categories where you'll see plus size women climbing to the top of the pole and dropping in splits
Oh, wow.
in 8-inch heels. Yeah, in 8-inch heels. You have a
Wow.
category that's all twerk, where different size women shake their ass all day. You have a category that's called floor work, where girls just hump the floor, and it's beautiful.
Right.
I suggest, and I would really recommend that you all tap into PoleCon and go look and see how different it really is, because I myself, when I first started pole dancing, I felt like everybody kind of looked the same. Like the girls that I thought were top tier were
Yeah.
all kind of small. They throwing themselves around a pole, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. Like,
Yeah.
bitch, I'm thick, I'm heavy. I'm not doing that type of stuff. But the deeper that I got into it is when I started seeing more like regular girls. No
Right.
fake butts, no perfect titties, no tummy tucks, like real women,
Right.
working women, and successful working women that put on a little piece of lingerie, a little piece of toothpick, like a G string,
Right.
and those heels, and turns into the most confident women that you ever seen,
Wow.
and it really just motivated me I wanted to be like that. Like I wanted to have that confidence. So when you ask about spicing up your life,
Yeah.
baby, I learned me a move or two, and I don't even really like. I've never actually danced for someone.
Right.
I dance for myself. Every time
Mhm.
I touch a pole, I do it because I enjoy doing it. And it's a different experience. It's really a
Yeah.
different experience, and that's kind of how I spice up my life. Like if I'm feeling down, or if I'm going through some shit or whatever, I literally just go to the studio and dance. I let it out, and it's not
Nice.
meant to be perfect. It's not meant to, it's not meant to look like everybody. That's why I love pole, because there's so many different categories. You don't have to just stick to one thing. You do
Right.
you. You find what works for you. And I will, go in there in a thong, sports bra, or my pajama pants, and I
Yeah.
will feel like that bitch. You know how you have certain songs that come on and they make you feel a way, but
Mhm.
maybe your body doesn't know how to move or respond to that song? That's what I teach. I
Okay.
teach you how to really how to get what you're thinking in your head out in an
Okay.
expressive way. That's
Okay.
why I said I slept my girls out. I really
Okay.
did.
Okay. That makes
Okay.
perfect sense. That makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. Okay. Well, I think I have the video going. So
Okay.
we're gonna add it.
Oh, we see it.
Let's go.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
girl, girl. Like I don't know. Okay. So
Yeah.
from the women and the women that come into, the body shop, do you ever get like feedback like, I danced for my man at home, or I danced for my woman at home, or I was able to really, I feel like really sexy after this? Like, what kind of feedback do you get from the women that come through the body shop who are just like, they're new to it? What kind of reaction do you get that is related to just really spicing up their own lives, but then maybe at home too? What kind of feedback do you get?
I really get most of the women, when it's their first time and they take like a couple of classes, the most common reaction that I get back is that boss bitch reaction. A
Okay.
lot of them go home and feel more confident to initiate things, like to go home and to kind of like, maybe tell their mate, sit your ass down. I'm
Mhm.
gonna put something on and you just watch. A lot of
Okay.
them usually they usually get that, they just become a little bit more uh I don't want to use the word dominant, but it is a little dominant. They
Okay.
become a little
Okay.
bit more brave. They become more brave when it comes down to kind of revealing themselves in front of their partner. Because
So
I
can
I get
we?
a lot of
Yeah.
I get a lot of clients that are older women and they
Mhm.
kind of have gotten stuck into a certain way with their partner and they're not
Mhm.
quite sure like how to get out of that.
Mhm.
There's still love there, but they
Right.
might be. Through like a little rift.
Right.
This this is that thing. This is that
Right.
thing that really kind of breaks them out of their shell. A lot of them, it's their first time wearing lingerie. It's their first
Mm.
time, dancing in heels, or even in a part of my class is really about seduction. So
Mhm.
sometimes, a lot of times, I just teach you how to make eye contact with yourself and how
Mhm.
to touch your body. And when you're doing those things in front of your partner and you've never done them before, baby, it goes up.
Right.
So that's really the common reaction that I get, when it comes down to spicing up their lives. The girls
Right.
just be ready to be themselves in front of their partners. And
Right.
I
It
love it.
sounds like it's a confidence booster for a lot of women. Is that safe to
It
say?
really is. It
Okay.
really is. There are a lot of women and beautiful women
Yeah.
that you would never think, oh, like she feels some type of way about herself, or she's uncomfortable with showing,
Right.
anything. But we all have our flaws and our insecurities and things that we're nervous about. But in that pole room, it's a safe place.
Right.
And
Right.
I touch my girls. I'm gonna walk up to you and smack your ass and say, yeah,
Right.
do that. You look
Right.
good,
Right.
and when you walk up out of there, you kind of still have that energy on you, and it just
Mhm.
transfers, into your everyday life, even
Right.
when you're, just maybe like going to the store or something. Like,
Mhm.
you may make eye contact now with the person that's helping you, as opposed to you just trying to hurry up and get in and get out.
Yeah.
Now you kind of looking people dead in their eyes like,
Right.
you
Right.
see me.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Nice. So for you personally, so this is a personal question. How
Mhm.
has your, I'm gonna say, career, or your exploration of pole dancing, how has it helped you spice up your own life? And then how has it helped spice up your relationships or your sex life personally?
um well, pole dancing really saved me because I had twins, y'all, and after having my twins, I kind of went through a little bit of postpartum,
Mm,
and it was a foreign thing for me.
mm,
And pole dancing was really just my safe place. Like I keep saying, it was that place that I could go to where I didn't think about anything else. And then I met my girlfriend
okay.
in the studio.
Okay. Okay.
Oh
Okay.
God.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
I met my girlfriend.
Okay. Okay. We like it. We
She,
like it. We like it.
yeah, she's my ex now, but I met um I met somebody that I felt comfortable with exploring,
Okay.
and pole dancing exposed me to the BDSM life
Okay.
because
Okay.
as I started to, like get booked for shows and things of that nature, it
Hmm.
opened up, just networking opportunities. And
Right.
I went to a show in DC called the Whole Hive.
Okay. Okay.
Girl, I performed. I did perform, but the things that I saw there, I had no clue, even like what a kink was.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I didn't know how deep that shit really went. Like, I just thought BDSM was like whips and chains and, like a little
Right.
mask or something.
Right.
Baby, this girl dropped fire. Like, she did a little wax play on me.
Ooh.
And when I tell you it sent chills through my body, I was like, oh my God, have mercy. Like, I didn't even know I liked this stuff.
Right. Right.
So the pole world really opened up my mind to other worlds and other
Right.
facets and being open to, explore and kind of having the confidence to step into that room and feel
Mhm.
like, even though I don't know much, I
Right.
want to see and I want to try some things. So
Nice.
that's
That's
how pole
usually
helps
how it starts.
spice my life up. Shout out to the Whole Hive, y'all. The Whole Hive is also where I met
I gotta look that
um
up. The Whole Hive. I need to
y'all
look
never
that
heard the
up.
Whole
Yes.
Hive goes crazy.
Okay, I
Um
get to look that up. I've never heard of them.
y'all know the gentleman, what's his name?
Thank you.
He's a dom. He's a
Okay.
really clean cut, good looking man, and he's at all of the expos.
Okay.
Is
He's
it
a
Sir
bald
Lethal?
head man.
King.
I don't know why I want to call him a Hefner. I want to call him a Hefner, but I
Oh, oh,
don't.
oh, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about Hef. Hef Lifestyle.
Daddy Hef,
Yes. Yes. I know who you're talking
bitch.
about. Yes. Yes.
Girl.
I had
And bitch, he only
a
touched my
session.
hand at the Whole Hive, and I was like,
Yes. I know who
somebody
you're
teach
talking
me.
about. I know who you're talking about.
Yes. So if it wasn't for like, so that's why I'm just, trying to link
Yeah,
it
yeah,
all. Pole is
yeah,
the thing that really exposed me to that lifestyle, and now I'm in it.
yeah.
You know?
Gotcha. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. I love it. This is a nice little segue to Miss Dominique. Yeah,
Oh
girl.
yes,
She
girl.
was
Come on, tell me
she was
something.
right on point when she started talking about it. I said, "Oh, way to
Y-
bring me in, baby." I
Yes,
like
yes. Yes, I saw your face. I saw your face. So we've talked about, making sure, ladies, that you're Yanni, that become connected with yourself, and making sure that you have your Yanni health where it needs to be. But it's not just about your Yanni, it's about your mental, emotional stability and just really connecting with yourself. Because again, like I said in the front, baby, like you cannot. How are you gonna spice up the bedroom and spice up your love life if you ain't spicing up yourself? Like you need to uplift
Mhm.
yourself first, right?
right.
So
Right.
so I'm gonna go to my girl Tiffany. So Tiffany, you've been listening to this stuff. How do you spice up your life, girl? And don't act like you don't, because we know that you do. So how do you spice up your life, Miss Tiffany? Because you quiet tonight.
I'm taking it all in.
Okay, 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 all right, okay, okay. What you think about them bee steams? What do you think about that?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna do it.
Yes,
Oh, I'm definitely
definitely.
gonna do it. That
It's a
that's
whole experience.
yeah. Yeah, no.
Mhm.
That's on one of the 2024 top things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
but as far as spicing, I want to say I am the spice.
Okay.
Ooh,
Period.
okay.
So it's whoever
Yes.
I'm dealing with, they have to be
Mhm.
ready for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love
That's
it.
right.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
And I think that has a lot to do with confidence. I think if a woman feels confident like that, and I don't like to be the type to be like, oh my God, I know I'm all that. No. I like to let people think what they're gonna think, and then it's a shock value. They're like, oh shit, I didn't know she had dinner. Um, but that's more so my thing. I play more of like a submissive role though, because I like to please. So I guess like I really don't have much of like a boundary unless it's like things that I haven't tried yet that I'm not like that I haven't tried enough to feel comfortable doing on a regular basis. That would probably be like my boundary. But if I feel comfortable with someone, I'm open to experimenting to see whether or not I'm capable and confident to do it, if that makes sense.
It does. It
Yeah.
does. It does. And I think for like the men that are watching, we want to hear from you because we have ladies on tonight. We do have a male person or Chriso that joins us. So we don't have no male energy tonight at all. So we're talking a lot about the ladies and what spices up, our selves first before we, take it into the bedroom. And we talked about the Yoni health, and we talked about confidence, and we talked about, just exploring something different. Not doing the same old thing in the bedroom all the time. You just lay there and let him get his thing, or she lay there and you just do
Don't be a starfish. And if y'all
right.
want to
Pillow princess.
Don't be a
I
pillow
suggest you
princess.
Google that.
Yes, no, get some movement in them hips, girl. And guys, y'all need to ask us what we want you to do. Ask us what we want to
Can
try.
I add something to how I spice things up?
Yeah.
I am really into intimacy, and I found that through pole dancing, through the art of seduction. Intimacy kind of turns me on more than actual sex.
Yeah.
I really enjoy touching and playing and kind of, you know, just dragging some shit out. Y'all, the other day, I had somebody spank me
Ooh.
for maybe 15 minutes, and we didn't have sex. We did not have sex. And it
You
was
see
one
me?
of
I'm like, yeah.
the
Tell us
best
about it.
nights.
Tell us about
Tell us
it.
more.
I texted this motherfucker like, man, you going to spank me again? And this is not even something that I knew that I liked, but I
Right.
was comfortable with this person, and they were actually at one of my shows, and he could tell that there was a connection with me in the music. I tell my girls all the time,
Right.
you're not dancing to the music, you're dancing with the music. You have to connect with the music, and he understood what I was
Right.
saying. And
Right.
it escalated, and there was no penetration. There was none of that. And there was a lot of direction from him that made me feel uh it made me feel confident but submissive too. Like I was like,
Right.
okay, tell me what to do. And
Yeah.
as soon as the spanking kind of started, I was like, oh, yes.
I think I like it.
Yes.
Goosebumps on my body. I feel like
Fellas, I'm telling
I
y'all.
immediately like kind of burned up, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is happening right now? And what made it even better was that we had a conversation afterwards, and he told me that, it's important to kind of talk after you engage in like
Yeah.
intimacy like that or foreplay like that. And
Yeah.
like he asked me, what did I like? What didn't I like? What
Mhm.
what could I see myself trying outside of like just a hand? And I was like, there's something about intimacy
Mhm.
that I think just makes actual sex better. I think that is my favorite part of maybe spicing up something is if we can get to a level of intimacy where
Mm-hmm.
you could like touch my mind without your hands, you
Right.
got me. And we
Right.
there.
Intimacy is so
Yeah.
important. Intimacy is really important. Guys, are y'all listening to this?
It's
Intimacy is
very
very
important.
important.
Okay, did
Y'all
you hear what we
Very
said?
important.
I'm gonna say that again.
And
Guys,
I
intimacy
think
is very important.
I think a good thing to
Mm-hmm.
note too is that intimacy isn't always about foreplay either.
Right.
Yeah,
Some men
yeah,
might get
I
that
get that.
confused. They might think, oh, they're just talking about foreplay.
Right, I'm
Right.
just supposed to give her a head. I gotta eat her pussy for
Yeah.
2 hours. That don't mean that.
See, I think it's more of like a mental stimulant
Not what
than
they
a
mean.
physical, because it
Yeah.
has to do with the moment, and it's a number of different senses being used all at
Mm-hmm.
once.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
And
it
Mm-hmm.
starts in the morning. It
Right.
mhm,
starts with notes, with just the way you touch the back of my neck, when
Right.
you're going
mhm,
to brush your teeth. It's
mhm.
the little things.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
make you want to
Dominique.
devour that motherfucker.
It, it's
Like,
it's prepping you for
ooh.
later on. That's what it's
Yeah.
doing. It's like
Right.
because you've thought about everything
Yeah.
that they've done all day,
Right.
and then when you
Yeah.
get
And you're
home,
so
you be like, ooh,
yes,
Right.
hey.
and you're so right about the senses. Like
Mhm.
as my body heated up, I have a window like right in front of my bed, and he put my hands on the window, and the cold kind of balanced me out, and
Mhm.
And he
and
good.
it was a different sense, and I was like, oh, I don't know what's happening with me. I, I
He's
am on
good.
I
the
love
ride.
it. I
Yes,
love it.
yes.
I love
I
it.
agree with you with the senses, girl. You
Mm.
right about that. Actually kind of triggering and catering to the senses and not just thinking that intimacy means,
Yeah.
kissing or head. It's way more than that.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Hmm.
So we're gonna go into Dominique. Dominique, tell us. We were talking about a lot of stuff. We're talking about confidence, sexuality, just
Hmm.
connecting, intimacy. But I heard a couple, like Tiffany wants to know more about the dom submissive roles. I'm usually the dominant one when I'm in a relationship with a woman. And with men, I find that I can be dominant, but I do like to be submissive. So I can say that I'm a switch, right? So
Right.
Dominique, tell us about that. Tell us about like how BDSM can spice up not just yourself, but in your private realm. How's that been?
Well, it depends on the dynamic, as far as spicing up. There's some people in the community, the BDSM community and kink community,
Mhm.
where they only use it in the bedroom. They
Right.
may not, they don't do it in public because it's more private, it's more intimate for them. And to be honest with you, once you get that boldness in that
Mhm.
lifestyle, it starts to trickle into your everyday life outside of the bedroom.
Right.
It's a language that goes unspoken. You can use just a simple look of a glance, hand signal, or anything of that nature, and like I could understand everything that he's saying to me. He doesn't have to say, I need you to come stand beside me. It's just a
Mhm.
simple finger move or direction with his eyes, and I know he wants me beside him.
Right.
So between us, that's our little secret. It's
Right.
sexy.
Right.
It spices things up for later. And just like Miss Kitty was saying, the confidence, the BDSM builds confidence. There's so
Mm.
many people that come
Mhm.
into the community, come into the lifestyle. Of course, they watch 50 Shades of Grey,
That is
which
not
is that's
right.
some
No
bullshit.
50 Shades shame, because I'm one of them girls. I am one of them
Well,
girls.
see, okay, so it was crazy because before I met my sir, it was almost like someone hit the light switch. And I woke up and I was like, I need something different. Like I'm
Right.
bored.
Mhm.
I had been married. My husband passed away, and I was just
Oh.
bored. Like I needed to fill a void. And
Mhm.
so I was laying. I never forget when my wife and I we were dating. She had to work in Charleston, and so she left me in the bedroom. And I was 50 Shades of Grey came on TV, and so I started watching it, and I was like, "That's it. That's what I'm missing.
Mm.
I want this." So,
Mhm.
I started doing my research and wanted to go about how do I find this. And for every submissive, you're so gung ho, you're so ready to just submit to someone. You're very excited about it. You tend
Mhm.
to miss the red flags. And
Mm.
so
Yeah.
that's exactly what I did with my first dominant, my first D type. He was more of the controlling D type. There was no impact play. That's what we call the spanking and
Right.
um,
Okay.
the sensory play, things like that. He didn't do any of that. He wanted to use it mainly to control me, and for the sexual part of it. And believe it or not, BDSM does not have to include sex. Like you
Right.
said, you were
Mhm.
so turned on by just the energy exchange between you and that person, you didn't have to have sex.
Mm.
Mm.
And
Mm.
so, you have to be careful because you have people come in, you have, you know, s- people that say, "Oh, I'm a dominant." So, you have to do what I say. I
Right.
have the right to control
Mhm.
you. And that means whenever I tell you to be here, let's have sex, you need to be here. That's some bullshit. Don't fall
Right.
for it.
That, yeah.
That's not
Mhm.
that's
That's
not
not.
how that works, right?
No.
So it's very spicy, just like you said. I started off very simple because in my mind I was like, ain't no way in hell this man gonna slap me. He ain't about to spank me. He ain't about to bite me. He ain't about to do none of that
Girl,
shit
I
because
like a
I'm
good spanking now. I like a
right.
good spanking.
But see, me not, what I'm saying, not knowing what I like because it was the beginning for me. Like I
Right.
was still learning,
Mhm.
and so I was like, I don't know about that. So my surgeons did it. Like just it was I wanted to sing, I needed something, a release. And I have been very bratty. When I say all week, I was missing curfew. I was talking back. He lived in a whole different state. So I'm just talking shit. I ain't worried about it. And he's a Leo. He's very calm and laid back.
Mhm.
Mm-mm. Baby, when he got me,
Ooh. And he is watching. I'm letting you know he's
I
watching.
know he is.
Coming all night.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, he had straps up underneath the mattress that I had no clue. So of course, he had went to work and we cool all day, right? And cooked dinner. I had actually drove in to see him, not even thinking, oh shit, I did show my ass this week. So I mean, he just gently came and got me by the hand and took me in the room and he blindfolded me and
Senses.
like right, just yes, like you said, take away them senses. If you take away that sight, everything else
Mm.
is heightened.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
he made me lay there and was like very calmly. He has a very deep voice, so very calmly, he was just like, "Oh, so you wanted to show your ass this week?" And I was like, "Ooh,
Ooh, you was a bad girl.
Okay.
right." So when I tell you it was such a relief because of course, as I'm getting my spanking, he's talking to me. He's correcting me verbally of all the things I did wrong and how I was disobedient and I was running. So next thing I know, here come the straps. I was strapped up, feet,
Oh
Ooh.
everything. Yeah,
Ooh.
and I could not run. But and just to know it's not abuse. It's
no.
actually
Right.
what I needed. I wanted to release. And I'm very dominant in my everyday life in the corporate world. So any opportunity that I can actually release, I I want it. So y'all, by the time he was finished, like I was bawling, I was crying. And so now he's
Mhm.
hugging me and he's kissing my
Oh,
forehead and he's telling me, he's pretty much kink, you know, that praise kink, which is something I really love. That's that good girl.
Mhm.
You did a
Mhm.
good job. You did this, that,
Mhm.
and the other. You my baby girl. You my sugar plum.
Mhm.
Um, right. So he's talking to me and he's telling me, when I, tell you to do something, of course, everything that is instructed of me to do is for the better of good. It's not, the control thing. It's, yeah, because I can get out of pocket, y'all. I got a mouth. I have a
Mhm.
Mhm.
mouth, I have a temper, I have all that. So, BDSM has helped me like control that. It has given me body confidence because I've
Mhm.
never been happy about my body. Now don't get me wrong, I think I'm a bad bitch, but
You
but
are.
behind
You
right,
definitely are.
so like behind closed doors though, you're looking at yourself in the mirror, and I just couldn't love myself for what I saw in the mirror because of past traumas, just like with the Yoni steam. BDSM is a way to release those things. You build more confidence. And
Mhm.
it's sexy
Mhm.
than a motherfucker.
Mm.
I don't care how big you are, how small you are, when you see someone in that actual space
Mhm.
at a dungeon, during a scene, any of that, it's sexy as hell. Like it make you just like Kitty said, it makes you be like, "Ooh, I want to try that. Ooh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
let me
Yeah.
see how this works." So yeah,
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
bedroom, it's so much better. It is so much better.
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah.
j- just think about you're having sex, and there is stimulation, clit stimulation, and so the whole time he's talking to you and he's praising you, and at the same time telling you you don't have permission to come.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
Girl, cause there's something
he's
about your voice. Cause I don't know why I just closed my eyes.
Right. You see
Right.
me over here. I'm
I
like,
said,
yes. Okay, yes. What do you want me to
that's
okay.
that's
do?
that's usually that's usually what gets them is that in the eyes. And
Yeah.
I'm not a forceful
Mm.
person. So your sexiness comes from within. It could be that
Mhm.
sexy set of lingerie that you have underneath your
Mm.
clothing that no one else sees, but
Yeah.
it's there. You can feel it against your skin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
hmm
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the sexiness comes from my daddy is a rigger, so I'm a rope bunny, so he could
Mhm.
tie me in a nice little sexy design underneath my clothing, and I can wear it all day. And guess what? No one knows it's there but me. But if I
Ooh,
move a certain way, it tugs, and I know he's there.
I like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
I
So
really
if
do.
Yes, I mean, no one has to know. The
Right.
sexiness in BDSM does not have to be presented openly. It does not have to be yelled from the top of the mountain. It's whatever makes you comfortable.
And
And
how do
that's
you
what I love about
Yeah, so Dominique, I have a question. So when it
it.
comes to your partner, how does
Mhm.
BDSM, the Dom submissive relationship, how does that enhance your relationship with your partner, with John and with your wife? How does that enhance and, spice up your relationship with them?
Now, my wife will tell you she's only submissive in the bedroom.
Okay.
um
Okay.
when it comes to him having sex with him,
Mhm.
having sex with me,
Mhm.
um that's sexually. In our
Right.
everyday life, um she's not submissive to him as far as on the submissive level like I
Mhm.
am.
Okay.
There's no protocol, there's no you know deadlines for assignments. There's no
Right.
curfew, no curfews. You don't have to ask permission. She doesn't have to ask permission for certain things, and she respects that I am in that dynamic. So of
Right.
course she never puts me in a situation to where now I have to explain to Daddy why.
Right. Right.
I
Mhm.
couldn't do A, B, C, and D.
Right.
While at the same time, he understands that yes, he's my daddy. Yes, he's sir. But when it comes to my wife, certain things I don't have to ask permission.
Right.
Mhm.
I don't have to, as I can say, I am going to do A, B, C, and D
Mhm.
because he's concerned about my safety and my whereabouts, but I don't have to ask permission. And
Right.
so it doesn't cause a strain between them two because they understand the role that each one of us play
Right.
Mm.
in the relationship.
Right. That's
Yes.
nice. That's
The,
Girl,
nice.
that's a
So
mature thing.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
so I would think that in when it comes to your relationship and the intimacy of your relationship with your sir and your wife, that there's definitely respect, there's communication,
Yes,
there's
there's a
trust,
lot, a
there's
lot.
loyalty, and
Yes,
all of that, right? That's their confidence,
right.
body positivity. That's what
Mhm.
I've been hearing tonight that helps everyone kind of
Yes,
spice up their own life and spice up their own private room. It's just having those qualities in place in your relationship.
right. And he like your D type should not your master, whatever title that he
Mhm,
has in your dynamic,
mhm.
should never be, I'm not going to say never. It shouldn't be about degrading you,
Right.
body shaming you,
Mhm.
any of
Right.
that. Now, if that's your kink, I
Mhm.
like that's one of my kinks. I like
Mhm.
to be degraded, but that's when we're having sex
Right.
or we're in play,
Right.
things like that. Then I want to
Right.
be called your dirty slut or your
Right.
bitch or
Yeah.
but
Oh
he's
yeah.
never
All that.
he has never called me out of my name. He's very respectful. There's loyalty between the three of us.
Mhm.
If there's love between the three of us. There's compersion between the three
Mhm.
of us.
Mhm.
And that's the only way it works. We don't have the perfect relationship, and we've done podcasts about being poly
Yeah. Yeah.
and you and how BDSM plays a part in the poly dynamic. We've done those podcasts, and people always say, "Oh my God, I want to be like them." I'm like, "No, your poly may not look like my poly.
Right. Right.
Yes,
Everybody's
this
poly is different.
right. This is my
Yeah.
poly."
Right.
So, but yeah, when I say BDSM has given me so much more confidence, and I'm a switch, so that has given me even more,
Right.
confidence
Right.
being a switch because I see that there's a desire from certain people of my dominance.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so when you walk different.
Right.
Like you stand different. There's
Right.
more confidence. You don't care. You can have a damn
Mhm.
horn growing out the middle of your forehead. You be like, bitch, oh no. I've built my confidence and I'm gonna go ahead and paint this damn horn and I'm
Right.
gonna put some glitter
Mhm.
on it and you gonna see me.
I love
So
that. I love that.
right.
Um, I know that Ropi is a performer, and she shared maybe I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks ago how she's really come out of her shell this year. As a woman, as a performer, with her sexuality and so forth. So, Ro, how do you spice up things for yourself and in the bedroom or in your private room? How do you spice up things?
Well, y'all know I'm the green person out of the group, so I don't know too much, but what I
You
do know,
vanilla. You
what you
vanilla.
say, baby?
You vanilla, not green,
No,
vanilla.
I'm definitely not vanilla. I'm more
She,
like a caramel over on the
yeah,
syrup
she's like a
chocolate.
Okay.
yeah. She's got a little
Yeah, far
chocolate
from
in there.
vanilla.
You got a little sprinkle
But
on
when I'm
top.
saying I'm the green person, like Tiffany was saying, I'm learning. I just got out of a 15-year marriage, and my husband wasn't into like pretty much anything. So I was sexually suppressed for a long time because there was a lot of things that I wanted to try and do. I never got a chance to do. But now that I'm divorced and single, like I'm trying a whole lot of stuff and learning what I like,
Mhm.
what I don't like.
Mhm.
But I would say the new thing that I'm finding is that I'm a what you call a exhibitionist. And that's something I
Mm.
never thought that I would be because I've always been kind of like shy in the background when it came to me being up front. But in a sexual atmosphere, I kind of like being watched. I like it when I have on sexy clothes and the way it makes me feel when I'm wearing them. With my partner, um, we kind of spice up things as far as like just being us silly, weird, doing little weird stuff that we both enjoy doing. We'll like break out into little dances and stuff like that. Just being silly. And it's all a part of the foreplay, stuff like that. So we kind of weird about stuff. But yeah, it works for us.
Yeah, yeah. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. We've been getting a lot of comments. We had Delvon, Dominique was like, I'm scared to choke a woman. Well, you just
Oh
you
no,
just
don't
have
be
to
scared.
What?
don't be scared. Don't be
But
scared.
do your research.
Yes. It varies from woman to woman, so don't be scared. Just when let her know that this is something that you want to try, and that when
Right.
her comfort level, you reach your comfort level to let you know. It's don't be scared
Right.
to
Mhm.
do no choking now, because I love a good
Mm-mm.
spanking, all that good stuff.
Yes, yes.
So
I mean, and most women will guide you. They'll like
yeah,
grab your hand
Grab
and
your
like
hand,
put your
just
yeah.
push
hand
it
there.
there.
Yes,
Right. And
yes,
just tell you, like, okay, squeeze like this.
right.
Like squeeze harder. We'll
Hmm.
guide you.
Exactly, exactly.
Mhm.
And Kitty, so I
Mm.
tagged Hef in our podcast. So he's watching right now. And
Oh
I let
my
him know
God. Daddy
that
have
we
you remember
mentioned him.
me?
Yes.
Because I
So
remember you.
I had a very impromptu experience with him, and it was great because I was telling him that I can't please myself. I wasn't able to please myself. So we had like a very impromptu moment where he was like, I'm gonna walk you through it. So I mentioned him, and he was like, dope conversation. So please make sure that you reconnect with Kitty because she mentioned you.
I can't get a nephew. Listen,
Now I
I had
gotta
a
go follow
brief
him.
moment with him. Like,
Right.
literally, I performed and he grabbed my hand and he told me that I did a wonderful job. And it
Oh,
was like
that's so
he
sweet.
kind of stopped me in my track. I didn't know who the hell he was, but his energy,
Yeah.
the way that he looked at me, the
And
way
it
that
helps
his
that
body
he's real
posture
and
was, I was just like, who the fuck is this
That's
right,
that
right,
confidence,
man?
baby. That confidence.
Girl, and it stuck with me. So even to kind of play off a little bit of what like Dominique said, BDSM will trickle into your real life. Like as a performer, before
right,
I just used to, I just used to try to get the show over with. Like
right,
I was always focused on just the show. After going to the Whole Hive and
right,
having like that girl, I don't even know that girl name, but
right.
that girl who she made eye contact with me and she
Um,
walked over to me. She didn't even
Mm.
she didn't even really like
eye contact is
talk
so
to me.
sweet.
She just asked me,
Yeah.
was I okay with
Right.
her dropping the wax on me? That bitch changed the way that I performed.
Yes.
She's she really did. It
Yes.
stuck with me because when I was, experiencing that with her,
Right.
I forgot where the hell I was. I was so into it.
Right.
It just it haunted me. So now when I perform, now I actually go into the audience and I make eye contact with
Yes.
people
Yes.
and I
That is so
try to
beautiful.
actually connect with them because you never really know how you may affect someone,
Right.
or how you may even motivate someone to like try something different, or
Yes.
maybe they've always wanted
Right.
to try something that you're doing
Yes.
and they shy, this is their first time, and you done looked at their ass and now they're like, okay, I should I
Do
should do it.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
so
it.
BDSM
I
experience.
definitely BDSM will trickle into your real
It
life,
does.
girl.
And
Yes.
it's like an
Because me,
onion. You have to
as a
peel back a layer
performer,
at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
I'm
ahead, Bill.
definitely I'm definitely as a performer about to start incorporating some type stuff into my performances. Um Not all the time, but just shut up. But like I have a song that's sexual, and so I'm getting ready to start like
Okay.
incorporating some tying up and whipping and stuff into a couple of performances that I
Hmm.
do. Yeah. So
As you
you
should.
want to be? No, seriously, you want to be my first person?
Oh,
I was about to say, like, listen, like,
Okay.
do you
Okay.
first?
So look, let me put the plug
hey,
out
I'm
there.
here.
Look, let me put
All
the
right,
plug out there.
ladies.
So
So
if you're in Charlotte
yes, yes.
and the
Right.
25th of January,
But
you can come
is it
out to Superstars at
January?
925 South Summit Avenue. And you can be a part of the Kinky Karaoke Show and see what Ropey Hill's gonna do.
Kinky karaoke,
Ooh, can't
damn.
wait, can't wait, can't wait.
That sound
Right.
that sound like a night.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
gonna
Check
be
that
yeah.
great.
out.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, and I'm gonna have some of my models there with my lingerie, so it's gonna be a great night. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming on tonight. It's a lot of feminine energy, but I think that we dropped a lot of jewels for the men that are watching, and we have a lot of men that are watching. We've got comments all night, ladies. So I think we learned a lot. We talked about confidence. We talked about body positivity. We talked about, respect and like really just being in tune with yourself before you bring it into the bedroom. We talked to the fellas, like, ask us what we want. Ask us what we want you to do to us, talk to us, communicate with us. Just, try something different. Don't just do the same things. Some guys got a signature move that they do every time. That should get boring. Okay.
Tell them again that intimacy does not mean foreplay and head. Tell them one more time.
Intimacy does not have to be always sex and pounding and penetration. Like that's not what it's about. Okay. So thank you, ladies.
Right.
Thank you, ladies.
I need Dominique information because I want to.
I'm gonna say how we connect with each other.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
I'm gonna connect y'all. I'm gonna connect everybody. I'm gonna make sure.
And can I say something, Tiffany,
Yes, Dominique.
before we go?
Yeah.
Just like you said, they have these different events. We do have an event in Columbia, which is the erotic paint and poetry event. So you'll actually I designed the canvases. The canvases are so sexy and explicit, y'all. I can't even post them on Facebook because I will get flagged.
You get shut down. You're gonna get in jail.
But you have erotic poets that are actually they spitting, and you have my sir is one of the sirs that will be there, one of the dominants there. They're actually doing some impact while the poets are giving you their work.
Ooh.
It's very, when I say it's so,
that sounds nice.
It's very sexy. Sometimes they forget about painting.
Right.
Like they're just so engulfed in what's going on around them. There's food. It's at a hookah lounge. It is very nice. It's a whole vibe.
Wow.
So yeah, that's something that we are doing February the 4th. So I heard y'all say y'all gonna be in town.
Yeah, we're gonna be in town. I might have to take off Monday and just stay.
Right.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Well,
I'm gonna
the good
stay.
thing about it is ours is like we always do on a Sunday from like 5 to 9. So that gives people time. You can get home, go to sleep, be ready for work.
Right.
And you may have a little action when you get home because you've been aroused, one, by the poets, Karen and Winter Storm and Bugsy.
Hey, Winter Storm. Hey, y'all.
Yes. So they're normally there. Not sure if they're coming to this one, but they're normally there. They go ahead and do their erotic pieces. And when I say y'all, it's a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe.
I'm you know what? I'm gonna talk to my girlfriend. We're gonna stay till Monday because there's too much going on in Columbia that weekend.
Right. Yeah, I say like I really need to take a trip.
Yes,
like I need to come down there.
So everyone, if y'all have ladies on here tonight, please send me all of your event flyers so that I can market and promote it this week. Thank y'all for coming on. We've run over, but we have people that are watching. Make sure that you go on the thread, Kitty, so that you can connect with King Heft because he has been commenting since I tagged him. So make sure you reconnect with him. You make sure you reconnect with him. I mean, everybody go follow him because when I tell you,
I love that for you, Kitty.
Yes,
bitch. I'm in there.
Yes, because he is definitely
to say.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you for staying on with us. Thank you for the gentlemen that have been interacting and making comments and listening and taking notes. We had a couple guys like, yeah, I'm writing this down. Right. So I'm glad that y'all were in tune and y'all were listening and y'all are having a good night. So we're gonna close it out with the rest of Miss Kitty's performance, and everybody make sure that you have a good night. Here you go.
Thank you. It's nice to meet y'all.